You're done.
All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. You see all of us, and you're not dreaming. Today we're doing our first ever video episode where we're going to be reviewing Backlash, which took place this past Sunday on the WWE Network, and share some wrestling news going on in the wrestling world. Today we're joined by Josh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another banger episode of the Crash and Pro Wrestling Podcast. Hope you guys enjoy this one as much as all the other ones that we did. Yes, sir.
This is a very special episode. Next, we're joined by Kyle.
Hey guys, it's the Grim Reaper Kyle Ricker. Welcome to another fire episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast.
Last but not least, making his return, the Rainmaker, Lucas.
Guess who's back? Back again. Lucas back. I'm glad to be back. Let's do this.
All right,
I'm glad you're back, man.
And you're back on a very good episode. This is very special.
And did you really have to do that high-pitched voice? You sound like a friggin' chick.
Okay, so Backlash took place this past Sunday. So, as usual, we're gonna run down the card and we'll go around and then share our thoughts. So, First up, I'll run down the card for this one.
All right.
I bet.
First we got the kickoff show match. Apollo Crews defeated Andrade for the U.S. title. Well, Apollo retained. That match was good to warm up the crowd watching at home. Apollo retained. He deserves to keep the title longer. So that's my thoughts. Josh.
Well, the match itself for a kickoff show, I felt it was kind of boring because, kickoff matches are always boring, but I kind of wanted Andrade to take the title back, but it's time for Apollo Crews to shine. It's his time to be in the spotlight, and overall the match was really solid. I give it a solid 8 out of 10, but Apollo retained, but hey, it's a kickoff match. There's not really much to say about it. That's all I got to say. So, Kyle, what'd you think?
Well, usually I never watched the pre-shows, but I saw most of it from highlights online, and from what I saw, it was a solid match. Nothing too special. I'm glad Apollo retained, so hopefully he has a good reign with it. However, I do hope to see Andrade win the title back at some point. But the match, it was what it was. It was solid.
All right, Lucas.
All right, so the match, it was solid. It was it's a pre-show match. Nobody, well, except for some people watch pre-show. I really don't give a shit about pre-show, but this match, honestly, wasn't actually that bad for a pre-show. Glad Apollo retained because he deserved to retain the title. So
yeah,
we all agree Apollo deserved that title, and he should hold it for a little bit longer. But Andrade should have the title sooner than later.
Agreed.
Right.
All right. And then the first match of the main card that kicked off the show, Bayley and Sasha Banks. They defeated Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross and the Iconics in a triple threat tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Match wasn't too bad, really. They kept the title longer. Fair enough. They just won it back. So, Josh, how'd you feel about that match?
I liked the match. The match was really great. I kind of was hoping that the Iconics were going to take the titles, but I kind of knew that Bayley and Sasha Banks were going to retain anyways because they just won the damn thing. So
What, you're rooting against your wife, Alexa Bliss?
Wow.
Fake man over here.
But your wife was the one who got pinned in the match too.
Nice. overall, solid match. I really enjoyed it. So much action from every single part of the ring, but Bayley and Sasha retained. Could have still the Iconics, but anyways, still a solid match, in my opinion. So, what'd you think, Kyle?
I thought it was a decent match. It was a good way to kick it off, and I was happy to see Bayley and Sasha retain, but I do really wish that the Iconics would have won, though. But like I said, yeah, it was a solid match, very back and forth. I liked the finish. It was definitely a surprise finish, where Alexa Bliss goes for hits the Twisted Bliss, then out of nowhere, Sasha comes back in the ring and rolls her up and pins her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucas?
So the match was good.
The match was Not just not too bad. I actually enjoyed the match. I usually don't watch women matches in general. Like I don't know why, because sometimes they always bore me for a reason. I mean, I'm not sexist or anything, so don't get that twisted. But anyways, I think the match was pretty good. The ending was pretty good too. As I said, Josh, I think the Iconics should have got the titles, but you know what? I kind of knew Bayley and Sasha would retain. It is what it is.
That's right. It is
Yes,
what it
sir.
is. It is what it is.
All
That's all
right.
I got.
Our second match of the main card, Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. The match wasn't too bad, but the ending was bullshit. I wanted Jeff Hardy to win. Josh, how'd you feel?
Like I said, I agree with you, Jason. The match was really, really good. I kind of hoped Jeff Hardy was going to get that win like he was supposed to. But the way it ended was such bullshit. And the storyline was kind of like out of, reach with putting Jeff Hardy's personal life in the storyline, which is kind of, not really my thing, where you're putting somebody's personal shit into a storyline just for people to laugh and for entertainment. But overall, match was really great. I, kind of hoped that Jeff Hardy was going to get that victory, but Sheamus got the win. I mean, maybe they're going to have some plans for Sheamus in the future. I have no idea, but let's hope Jeff Hardy has one more title run before he retires.
Yeah.
Kyle, what'd you think?
I thought the match was really, really good. It was definitely very aggressive and brutal, and I agree. Great match. The wrong person won, because tell me the freaking story. I mean, you would think with the type of storyline they were doing, you would think, oh, Jeff's going to win this one, which I was very disappointed he did not win, no. So it made no sense for Sheamus to win that, especially after a storyline that was centered around Jeff's personal issues. So wouldn't you have Jeff win? So tell me the freaking story. Like, what's the reason why Sheamus won? They're probably going to have rematches down the road, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, good match. Really wish Jeff Hardy would have won that one.
Yep. And Lucas?
I agree with all of y'all. I think Jeff Hardy should have won. Really good match though. Like I really did enjoy that match, and seeing Jeff Hardy back in the ring. I always enjoyed Jeff Hardy in the ring ever since like 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Like he always been my favorite. Like besides Rey Mysterio, but the match was solid. Hardy definitely. He was a little bit sloppy though. I don't know. He got injured now. He was a little bit slower, a little bit.
I was just about to mention that too. Yeah, ever since he came back in 2017, he's been a lot slower in the ring. I don't know if it's just because of his age, or I don't know if it was his leg injury when he fell off the cage in TNA, or I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it could be near that, but the match is solid. Sheamus is my guy, but I think Jeff should have won that. And it's kind of bullshit. So I thought Jeff was gonna kick out. But you know what?
All right. Yeah.
The white man wins.
Next
the pale man wins.
Oh.
The pale man wins.
Okay. Up next, Asuka versus Nia Jax ended in a double countout for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm gonna say.
Let me touch this.
Okay, go ahead. You go first.
All right. So overall, Nia Jax. Here's my question to you: learn how to fucking wrestle.
Yes.
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 Learn how to wrestle. That's the thing. But overall, I could have thought the match would have been much better than I thought it would have been. Really, a double countout? Like, what the hell? You could have had a solid 8 out of 10 match, not ended in a double countout. But Nia Jax, I liked her in the very beginning. But when she started hurting people, go back to the Performance Center and learn how to wrestle, because you're not properly trained. You might think you're King Kong in the ring. You're not. You're more like Godzilla on it, ramming through the city.
All right. I'll go
next.
Go ahead.
Learn how to wrestle, go back to the Performance Center, and then come back when you're ready. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. For me, in my case, stupid match, stupid ending.
Period.
Period.
End of story.
Kyle.
Story.
Go.
Very disappointing match. I was expecting a lot more, and I do agree. Well, here's one thing that makes no sense. First of all, over the years, whenever somebody injures somebody, they get very punished for it. But instead, Nia Jax, oh, she hurts somebody, get her for a championship match. Seriously, what the F? So I
What
agree.
a
Go back to the
waste.
Performance Center. Oh, and by the way, why don't you pick up the phone and call your cousin The Rock, and maybe he can teach you to wrestle.
There you go. Bingo.
There you go.
I mean,
Thank you.
seriously. I mean, you're a nice person, Nia Jax in person, even though I heard you're a dick. But you're, but for the most part, you're a nice person. Whatever. Just learn how to freaking wrestle, or just learn how to do moves safely. Come on.
And then we'll like you again.
And stupid finish. Come on, double count out. Really? Whatever. I'm just glad
You
Oscar.
should have not touched the referee.
Yeah, I'm just glad Oscar retained.
True
Yeah.
though.
So,
Yeah.
so all I gotta say is fuck that match.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here. All right,
Lucas.
Lucas.
Okay. I know y'all not ready. Okay, Nia, what has gone into you? You already busting heads. You already make freaking kind of same bully, and you know how to wrestle. Speaking of you can't wrestle Chance and Roman, we should say you can't wrestle Chance and Nia Jax. You can't wrestle
You.
at all. You can't.
You're like more like I said. You're more like Godzilla when he ramps the city of Japan.
I mean, hell, even Eva Marie is a better wrestler than her at this point.
Maria?
I said Eva
Yes.
Marie.
Oh, Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But
Everything.
overall, the match was bullshit. I hate it. I think the match is honestly kind of boring. Like I didn't really care. I'm just glad Oscar won. But honestly, I didn't even care the match because Nia Jackson there, and I really don't give a shit about Nia Jax anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
All
bullshit.
right. Next match. Braun Strowman defeated Miz and Morrison. Hey,
Hey.
ho, ho.
Ho ho. Miz and Morrison.
Morrison.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
It was a 2-on-1 handicap match for the Universal title. I knew Braun was gonna win. It was obvious. Josh, how about you?
Well, overall, I really liked the match, but obviously, we all knew the Monster Among Men was going to retain. Overall, I didn't understand why would you put both of them in the match. You could have put one of them in the match, but it made much sense, since they're a tag team. And I kind of thought, I would have liked to see Miz and Morrison win, though. Kind of like to see another team hell no kind of storyline, but it would have been not really that good for the company, in my opinion. Strowman's definitely deserved the Universal title since WrestleMania. He's worked so hard to get there after failing against multiple champions. And, overall, I really enjoyed it, but the Monster Among Men kicked ass. So that's all that matters. So what'd you think, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
I thought it was a decent match though, but there was one thing I thought that was completely stupid, and that was right before the match they said, "Oh, it doesn't matter which one of us wins as long as Braun Strowman does not retain the title." So, if that's true, then why in the hell did Miz do this? John Morrison hits Braun Strowman with this big move. I think it was like a moonsault or something, and John Morrison goes for the cover, but the Miz immediately pulls him off. I was like, if you don't care who wins as long as Braun Strowman retains, then why would you pull your tag team partner off and break the pin?
Yeah,
And then immediately put him back on top of Strowman. Like, what the F was that?
Botch.
But anyways, aside from that, decent match, I guess, for what it was. I'm glad Braun Strowman retained.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Miz and
Yes,
Morrison
sir.
definitely got those hands.
Oh, not
Yeah.
that impressive.
All right, Lucas, go.
Okay, so the match it was okay, I guess. But as I said, I did saw that breakup pin. I don't know why. Like, what kind of fucking logic was that shit? Like, come on. Like, what are you doing, Miz? I know you want the title and everything, but you be co-champion with Morrison. But honestly, they should have one guy do it, like manager outside. Like, I think Morrison should be in there. But because I want Morrison anyways. We're not gonna get into that right now. But overall, the match is decent. I didn't really care about handicap matches because honestly, handicap matches always been kind of boring, anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad Strowman retained the title. It was so obvious, Captain Obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next match. Drew McIntyre defeated Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Drew's having a good reign, like I've been saying. So he deserves to keep the title for as long as the fuck he wants. Otherwise, match wasn't too bad exactly. Josh?
All right,
Share your
so
thoughts.
as you all know, I'm a huge fan of McIntyre at the moment. Match itself was really, really good. I absolutely enjoyed it, back and forth action. I already knew Drew was going to retain because it's Drew's time to shine. It took him 12 years to get to winning the championship at WrestleMania. It took him 12 years to win the Royal Rumble. And I feel like, he deserves his time in the spotlight. But overall, I kind of, wanted to see Bobby Lashley at least win the championship at least one time. But I knew Drew was going to retain, like I said. But MVP, I mean, MVP and Bobby Lashley are doing that storyline kind of to rip off TNA when they were in the company at that time. But don't get Lana involved with the rivalry, please. Because thank God one day the storyline came to an end when Bobby Lashley just said this: "I want a divorce."
And he called
like,
Lana a thought.
And I freaking exploded when he said that. I was like, praise the freaking Lord. Finally.
Thank you. About fucking time.
Exactly.
But overall, outstanding match. So Kyle, what'd you think, man? Tell me.
Really good match. As I said before on previous episodes, I'm a fan of both guys, McIntyre and Lashley,
Same.
and I do hope to see Lashley win the title at some point. But I do agree it was too early to put the title on him, so I'm glad Drew retained, and we'll see where it goes down the road. And I had to say, I also do like the partnership with Lashley and MVP. I think it's a good partnership. But
Yeah.
might not be as good as it was in TNA, but hopefully it's decent.
Yeah.
All right. Lucas, go.
All right. So I thought for a second Lashley was going to win the title, but as I said, it's too early for Lashley. Honestly, I think they should wait a little bit longer and come back. But great. It's a damn good match. I'll do admit it was a pretty damn good match between Lashley and McIntyre. Two, honestly, had good chemistry in the ring. Like the one thing I did saw, which actually made me surprised, is when Lashley kind of Claymore with a spear. And I thought he was going to get the win for just one moment. I was like, no. And then Lana comes out, which next night, as I said, MVP called her a thought, which got me dead. That got me dead. The thought comes out to the ring and try to make Lashley lose. But it didn't work out to Lana's favor. So, but anyways, glad McIntyre retained the title. Everything. McIntyre should have the title for at least a year or 200 days, at least, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
One thing I do have to say is that I kind of like the thing that Lashley is doing now with MVP, because we were all tired of the Lana Lashley love storyline and shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I kind of like the fact that they're kind of ending that part of the storyline and giving Lashley what he actually is deserved of, like putting him in main title matches, putting him in a rivalry with somebody, give Lashley something to do. Don't put him in a stupid storyline that Rusev created before he got released, and don't make it it's realistic. So okay, but let's move on from that. I don't want to hear any more about Lashley and Lana.
Okay. All right, so
this year.
Facts. Anyways, the main event of the evening.
Oh, there's
Randy
one more thing before that.
Oh, what's up?
The Street Profits versus Viking Raiders segment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
I was hoping for an actual match between them.
Agreed.
yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know what the hell what that was.
All right, I'll start it off. Let me start this off because
I already know where this is going.
So Street Profits and Viking Raiders, they fought across the entire Performance Center, and I was like, are they about to get a tag title opportunity at the Street Profits, or I was like, what the fuck is this? So I see them in the parking lot, and they're starting to brawl. And then what I don't get is where Akira Tozawa comes in.
Yeah, that stupid ninja squad.
And
What's up with that giant thing?
And here's the thing. So it kind of reminded me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Foot Clan. Nailed it.
Exactly. And also, if
Like-
you were gonna have them face each other, what was the point of having them team up for a split second? Like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, when they were called the.
And they became the Viking
Vikings.
Prophets. I'm like, what the
But
F-
What kind of name is
overall,
that?
there was a funny spot in the match. where
Yes,
Mon-
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because it's the most funniest segment. So
Yeah, when
You
they're in
see-
the dumpster and Montez starts singing.
yeah, because the referee Jessica Clark, she comes out, she's like, what are you guys doing in there? Your match is next. And then like she says the thing that has been going around since the storyline has been like started. She goes, Ivar, you're cute. Eric, not so much. And then he starts singing. She's like, I'm not even gonna sing it, but it was the funniest thing of the whole segment.
Yes.
Just,
Ivar is a
yeah,
girl.
just to quote what he
He's a
said, he said she wants
nasty.
Ivar, not Eric. She wants to smoke.
But the funniest thing where where Ivar had the bowling ball and it hit Montez right in the nuts.
I also thought it was done,
Oh.
and I thought it was done with that alligator tail thing that was moving around in the dumpster when they were in
I
there.
was wondering what that was.
I'm like, how did it get in there? Because when you zoom in, it looks like it was an alligator or a crocodile. I was like, how the hell did that thing get in the dumpster? It just comes in the shot out of nowhere, so that made no sense.
Yeah.
Right.
But the segment overall, it was terribly cheesy, but it had some really funny moments.
But here's my question: who was the freaking big freaking 7
If
basketball
anything-
player shit?
If anything, that's the segment that should have ended up on the pre-show. If they were gonna do that, then put that on the pre-show instead.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait.
All
All right,
right.
Lucas, have you gone yet?
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I agree with Kyle there. It's pretty cheesy. It should have been a pre-show and all that. But there were some funny moments, like you said, with the singing and all that stuff. And freaking Montez pretty much lost his kids with a freaking bowling ball, pretty much. He pretty much lost his kids.
Yeah.
Like, how do
He
you
probably
get that?
couldn't
They
feel
got
it.
freaking brain damage. I heard he this is made up. I heard he lost one ball after freaking he got hit in the balls. But that's it.
Well, it hit dead center. It wouldn't surprise me if he popped both balls.
Yeah.
And this was him.
And the look on his face said it all. As soon as he got hit, he's like,
Oh. And he's quite the character. Montez Ford is
yeah,
quite
Montez
the
is
character.
awesome. I love Montez.
Montez.
I love the Street Profits.
I know.
Yeah.
I love them too.
Oh.
You're the biggest fanboy of them.
Exactly. He's got like
Dennis-
all their merch. He's got the figures. He's got the sweatshirts. He's got. the
I've
tees,
seen your
he's got everything.
TikToks. I've seen your TikToks. With that.
I've been supporting them since NXT.
What, you make
Ever
TikToks,
since-
Josh?
Yeah, he does. He
Why
does.
didn't you tell me this crap?
Hey. I
I mean, you call me your brother all
Alright.
the time, and you usually tell me everything. You never told me you did like TikTok stuff.
Alright.
It's not
Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Next,
Randy
next,
Orton
next.
defeated Edge in the quote-unquote greatest wrestling match ever. That was the main event of the evening. My thoughts on that? It was a good match, but not the greatest wrestling match ever. And then they had Howard Finkel as the ring announcer. That was cool.
That was a nice touch. I thought that was pretty
That was
cool.
cool.
Alright,
Yeah,
I think.
And then the referee, Charles Robinson, had the little throwback referee merch.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
old school,
their
the old school
outfits.
referee outfit.
Yeah.
That was a cool little old school vibe in that match. So it was nice, but not the greatest wrestling match ever.
Right.
And gosh, was this really the greatest wrestling match ever?
Well,
Share your thoughts.
here's what I'll say. It wasn't. It was actually. It's not the greatest wrestling match ever. It was one of the greatest wrestling matches ever, because there can't be just one greatest wrestling match. There's multiple matches that have been outstanding throughout the number of years of the WWE, but I like the back and forth action. I like the old school vibe to it. It gave me kind of like a throwback vibe from, like the late '80s, but I wasn't even born yet, so it kind of gave me the vibe from back then. Nice touch, like you guys said, with Howard Finkel, the archive footage and stuff. And I like how they had different finishers back and forth throughout the match. I kind of knew Randy Orton was gonna win, even though I kind of wanted my favorite of all time, Edge, to win. But overall, it was still a really, really great match. I wouldn't say it was the greatest wrestling match ever. I will say it will be one of the greatest wrestling matches in history. And I give it a 10 out of 10. It was absolutely entertaining, incredible.
Yes,
Where do you
sir.
What, I'm going?
Yeah, you're going.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you, Dan. Anyways, I thought this was a phenomenal match. Not just the match of the night, but so far, this is my favorite match of the year so far. It was great. Like, obviously, the Howard Finkel thing was a nice touch, but some people were curious about that. The recording they got for Edge was an old recording of him back in the 90s when Howard Finkel was still the ring announcer at that time. Randy Orton, same thing. It was from when Randy Orton debuted in 2002. But I loved all the old school spots they were doing in this match. Like Edge was doing arm drags and drop kicks, and they were actually doing various finishes. Like Edge did the rock bottom, Randy Orton did the angle slam. I think there was like one more move they did. I think somebody did a choke slam or
Pedigree.
something. Yeah, pedigree. Yeah, pedigree. Randy Orton did the pedigree. But that was a neat spot to do. But like I said, overall fantastic match. Randy Orton won. I would have preferred Edge to win, but the match was so great. I didn't even give a damn who won because I like both guys. But still, phenomenal match. My favorite match of the year so far. So solid 10 out of 10. If you have not seen it, you're missing out. Was it the greatest wrestling match ever? No. Is it one of the great? Is it one of the best wrestling matches ever? Yes.
Yes.
Check it out if you have not seen it.
All right.
So like you said, before we get to Lucas, you're right. It wasn't the greatest wrestling match, even though they were advertising it to be the greatest wrestling match. But overall, wow, I was blown away by that match, basically.
Yep.
All right, Lucas, what you got, man?
All right. The match was so damn good. Oh my god, I loved every second of that match. Like, I loved it. Like, just how back and forth it was. You know, Howard Finkel, you know, RP to Fink, we miss you. Having them to announce from like top of the heavens basically, and a really good match overall. Like the one that stuck out to me, I don't know, y'all didn't realize this, you didn't hear, but Randy Orton slammed Edge right now, say, "Well, these West Streets, I'm gonna fuck you up, motherfucker."
Yeah, I heard
That's
that.
what he
I'm
said.
surprised they didn't bleep that out.
Yeah, I know.
And also, if you watch it back on the network, it's still there. They didn't bleep it or nothing. It's still there. Yeah. When he said, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker," or something like that. No, they kept it on the network. They didn't bleep it out. Nothing.
Man, they went.
Which is unusual because usually they bleep it out. Like you'll still hear it on the live broadcast, but then usually they bleep it out on when they upload it on the network. But this time they didn't do it. They kept it where it was.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's whispering. Yeah, sure he's whispering, but if you listen closely, you can clearly hear him say it.
And as you guys noticed, they use fake crowd noises. You guys noticed that?
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing.
That was the stupid.
I mean, that's probably why the match was filmed like a week before it aired, so they could do all that crap.
Yeah.
Which was bull crap.
Anyways, that was the entire Backlash recap. Oh, what's up?
All right, I'm waiting for me to finish up. But I want you guys to say, if you're not seeing the match, go ahead and watch it. Definitely a match of the year caliber. Like some people said in the comment section. Like as I saw, a lot of people said match of the year. I really think it's gonna be one of the match of the year candidate. And what surprised me when Randy brought the punt back.
Yes, I thought that was banned. I thought it was banned, but they did it like twice. Yeah, the punt kick. Yeah, the punt kick.
Yeah.
Oh
so,
yeah.
My question is, are they gonna bring the punt back for good, or that is just like, you know?
I'm assuming it's back for good since he did it to Christian on Raw.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they learned a safer way to do it because the reason why it was banned was it gave tons of people concussions. So I guess they found a way to do it safely, I guess.
Yeah, the leg slap.
Yeah, kind of like the curb stomp thing.
Well, anyways, does anyone have to go?
No.
No. All right. Well, that was the Backlash recap. We hope everyone enjoyed the show Sunday, and Josh, take it from here.
All right, so we're gonna get into some wrestling news, and we're gonna preview SmackDown as well today. But there's one thing I really want to get into in the wrestling world that was just brought out just recently, because we all know tonight is the debut of Matt Riddle on SmackDown. But there's something that was in the news today that I have to share with everybody here on the podcast. So it's on. I found this on WrestlingInc.com, where I get all of the wrestling news from for the podcast. Go check them out. They have all the wrestling news in the world available. WrestlingInc.com. Check them out. All right, so here's the article I found. WWE issues statement on sexual assault allegations against Matt Riddle.
Nice.
What?
So here's what the article says. It said WWE issued the following statement to Adam Silverstein in regards to allegations made against Matt Riddle. We take any allegation of this nature very seriously, and we're looking into the matter. Same thing happened with Jordan Devlin, NXT UK superstar. So here's what happened. So a woman named Candy Cartwright, I'm very familiar with her. She's from the brand, from the Evolve brand. She's an independent wrestler, promoter. She accused Riddle of assaulting her in a van when she denied sexual advance, which I don't believe at all. I mean, it could be true because what I saw while reading the article, she said that Matt tried to do some stuff I won't even mention, but he's set to debut tonight for SmackDown. Like we said, I don't know if he's going to be on tonight or next week. I'm not sure yet, but we'll have to find out on SmackDown. But so Candy Cartwright, she posted on Twitter, and she posted all this stuff about Matt Riddle and stuff. Because Matt Riddle, before he got popular, and she even had a screenshot with a message with Matt Riddle's wife, Lisa, and stuff. It's all over Twitter. If you go to her Twitter page, at Candy Cartwright, you'll see all the screenshots and stuff. It's just a whole big thing. And then there's a Twitter message with Matt Riddle's wife and Candy Cartwright. It's just a whole big thing, and I don't know if this is true. I don't know if he never did this in his life. I'm sure Riddle will never do anything because he seems like a pretty chill dude in terms of his appearance, bro. But what are you guys' thoughts on it? I'll start with Jason on this one.
Well, we never know if it's true or not. Matt Riddle seems like a cool guy. I saw him at Axis, and he seemed like a pretty cool guy. So I don't think he'll do shit like this.
Kyle, I want to get your thoughts on this.
I'm
Matt Riddle
I'm not sure if I believe this or not because Matt Riddle, as well as I think his lawyer, put out a press release on Twitter earlier where apparently, and I think his wife even said this. His wife said the exact same thing, where this woman, she's pretty much like a big fan of Matt, she's obsessed with him or something like that. So she has done crazy stuff in the past. So this could be one of those things, according to what this press release says.
Lucas, what do you got?
But we'll see if they dig up any evidence first.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think there's no evidence, so I think this whole entire thing is some fucking bullshit. I really think that is some legit bullshit. I don't think that Matt will do that. So pretty much whoever said that, I'm gonna send this message out to you. Whoever said that Matt Riddle sexually assaulted you, you're a crowd chaser, and you're probably get booed out of the building once you get back to wrestling, something like that.
Well, if you all know me very well, I'm very familiar with independent wrestling promotions. I've gone to a lot of. I recently just went to my first Evolve show. I didn't get to see Candy Cartwright. I'm very familiar with her. Friends of mine have told me good things about her. She's very, very nice in person. I don't think that she would ever do this to Matt, and I feel like it's just BS coming from some people. Another thing I wanted to share, there's two things I want to share. One thing is very, very important, in that NXT UK superstar Ligro responds to sexual harassment allegation. So here's another one. So
Wow.
if you guys don't know if you don't know who Ligro is a superstar in the NXT UK division. He's that guy that wears a kind of like a bull mask shaped in the Union Jack flag. He's I'll read you the article. His real name is Simon Musk, aka Ligro from NXT UK. So this was So it says UK indie wrestler Natalie Skies accused Ligro of sexual harassment. she took to Twitter yesterday and issued a statement on her negative experiences with the masked wrestler who started training her when she was 17 and shit like that. So, and it's a whole big article. If you guys want to read the article, it's on WrestlingInc.com. She took to Twitter as well, like every other person takes to social media these days, and just put screenshots and notes from her personal cell phone. So it's just like a whole big thing now. And then another thing I like to share is Jim Cornette, the crazy motherfucker. The crazy motherfucker, Jim Cornette, Jim Cornette responds to allegations against him and his wife.
Oh.
And now you all know Jim Cornette.
Oh shit.
So Jim Cornette's a crazy motherfucker indeed. So I'll read you the article. So indie wrestler Phil Early had made several accusations against Jim Cornette and his wife Stacy, going back to when Cornette ran Ohio Valley Wrestling when it was WWE developmental territory. Below is Early's initial statement in a series of tweets, like another whole big article and shit like that. So I don't want to get into full detail, but let me tell you this: Jim Cornette, as the biggest crazy son of a bitch you are, I might have really lost all respect for you as a promoter in the wrestling business. But I'm speechless of this whole thing with Matt Riddle. League Row, I can understand how it's very serious. But, it's crazy. So, Kyle, I'm going to get your thoughts on this first.
Well, if this is true, then it's absolutely like ridiculous. It's absolutely like unacceptable, pretty much. But like I said, we'll see. If there's any evidence revealed. But like I said, I hope to God it's not true. Because seriously, that is like one of the worst things you can ever do, like ever. Is stuff like that. It's ridiculous. And I do agree, Jim Cornette is crazy. I mean, in my opinion, he should be the one called super crazy, not that guy from ECW.
Another thing I want to share before we get...
Fuck you, Jim Cornette.
Lucas, what do you think? You said what Jason said, or...
Yeah, pretty much. And I said before when he called out Becky, I'd win that Jim Cornette ever since he left TNA. Like, he was good at TNA, like doing all that in 2005 and all that. But recently, he's a crazy motherfucker. Like, he say all this stupid shit, and this shit is true.
Right.
With this allegations and everything, and Jim Cornette, what the hell is wrong with you, man? You on some drugs? You freaking weird or something? What's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, boy?
Exactly.
What's wrong with you, Cornette?
Stay off the weed,
so
man.
Another thing I wanted to share. Oh, go ahead, Lucas.
Stay off the weed, man.
Another thing I wanted to share is Mustafa Ali was reportedly moved to Raw from SmackDown.
I was gonna share that, but okay. It's all right.
But
sorry.
Mustafa Ali is reportedly moved to Raw. People may have thought he was the hacker of SmackDown. Now that thing has gone into the garbage. So
I love that. I love that storyline.
Yeah.
Agree. They could have at least revealed who it was before they dropped it.
Because people kept saying rumors, saying, "Oh, it's Ali" because of the symbol on his in the thing. But like, here's the thing: if you're gonna do a storyline about a hacker, you're trying to look for clues. There's your clue right there. The circle is the clue. But you don't just leave it as a mystery, saying,
But there were other times where if you pay attention to the hand, it's a woman's hand during some of the segments. So it's possible it could have been a woman as well.
Right. So another thing that I wanted to share, and then we'll let everybody else in here to share some news. Another thing is that, if you don't know, we are all dealing with the coronavirus, the pandemic throughout this time. And so, Orlando residents, so if you don't know, WWE is doing shows at the Performance Center, which is in Florida. So they're trying to get fans back for the taping, but they're using the NXT Performance Center trainees and the superstars from there as the crowd for now, kind of like what AEW has been doing. But if they're going to get fans back, they're going to have to wear masks like everybody else in the world. So pretty much it's a safety hazard. So What do you guys think
Mhm.
about this? I'll start with Kyle.
Oh, however, there is actually one more thing that you should have mentioned about the wearing mask thing. Apparently, if you show up to the performance center to like be in the audience, apparently, if you're wearing a mask, apparently you're either told to leave or something. Because apparently, I don't know, something's been going on where if you wear a mask at the performance center, you are immediately required to take it off. Like you can't wear a mask at the performance center.
That's just
Mhm.
stupid.
I mean, seriously, especially with this pandemic thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking
Pretty
of this, something I want to share. I mean, have you all heard one of the trainees has tested positive for COVID?
Yeah, which leads us into next.
Yeah.
If you
And,
want to reveal
So
who it
I
is,
thought
go ahead.
it's stupid that you have to take off your mask when you're inside their training facility.
Exactly.
I mean, wearing a face mask
Right.
is required for now until this pandemic finishes.
Hmm.
So
Right.
yeah, and
It's
then we
required by
hope
the
that
law.
whoever is tested positive feels better soon.
Oh no! So
Right.
because of that person being tested positive, apparently they've canceled some of their tapings for Raw, SmackDown, whatever. So where are they going to go from here since they canceled some of their upcoming tapings? So where do you guys
Never
think they're going to
know.
go? Apparently there's a rumor that they're taking an off season or something until this thing gets cleared up, or I don't know. What do you guys think is going to happen?
Probably it's
Hmm.
about time they get a break.
Agreed.
Yes.
I mean, we always have AEW to watch anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Yeah, and then you can watch some old pay-per-views to keep yourself busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially if you have a
But-
network
I
subscription.
mean, much respect to them for being brave enough to still do this for us in some
Yeah,
way.
I agree. Yeah, kudos to them.
Perhaps.
It would still they need to be more cautious.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, does anyone have any news they would like to share? And
Yeah,
reveal who
I
the-
do. I mentioned this earlier, and that is one question that's been lurking in the minds of a lot of people lately is what the heck happened to Bianca Belair? She debuts on the main roster. She does like I think 2 matches on Raw, and then she just disappears. Like where the hell did she go? Well, apparently the reason for that, according to this article here, the reason for that is because they don't think that she's fitting in with the over-the-top comedic characters of the Street Profits. They think her character is more serious. Sure, it's kind of a more, goofy thing, but it's not like a comedic character. So therefore, they took her out of that program, and she's basically singing catering now until they come up with new plans for it.
Or
Yeah.
probably just jobbing on main event.
Yeah, some people have said she is on main event, but I don't watch main event, so I have no idea. But apparently, that's what this article says, that because of that, they took her out of that storyline. Even though Bianca did have stuff actually made for the segment, I guess I guess she has connections or she can do this herself. But it says, according to Montez, who is Bianca's husband, obviously, says that Bianca made the Street Profits bowling shirts, his golfing pants, and other clothing for them to wear during those segments they were doing when they were facing off against the Viking Raiders. So Bianca made those. So she was full on with that storyline.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and if you see her on Instagram, if you follow Bianca on Instagram, she makes her own ring gear. She makes her own like jackets for her entrance gear. So I can see how they could fit Bianca Belair in the storyline, but she deserves a lot better. She's a phenomenal talent. I have to say, she's one of the best out there.
Yeah, I hope they don't just waste her by having her sit in catering this whole time. Hopefully they come up with some new plans for her.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, got news.
Nah.
No.
So
No.
one thing I want to share
SmackDown?
before we head out to SmackDown, I wanted to share this. I just saw this at the moment. A good friend of mine who's in the independent wrestling business. I talked to him last week on the last episode of the podcast. His name is Jake Atlas. If you're wondering, he's an NXT talent. I followed Jake. I saw Jake at an indie show back in 2018, 2019. I think last year or the year before. I don't remember. But I saw him for the very first time. I didn't even know who he was. And I watched his match against one of my good buddies, Sanchez, who's an independent wrestler on the independent scene. And after watching Jake in the ring, I was like, wow. I was like, this is the future of the WWE right here. I'm like, this guy, if he gets signed, I will be right there being his biggest fan. So a couple months went by, and then I got an article that Jake Atlas signed with WWE. And I'm like, wow, wow. I'm like, that's great. I'm like, I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do with him. So in NXT, they put him in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament to crown the champion and stuff like that. And then last week I mentioned on the podcast that the People magazine did an article about him coming out as gay and stuff like that. And he didn't want to be known as the gay wrestler and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now Jake Atlas is going to make his 205 Live debut tonight. And
Tonight.
Oh.
And I'm probably just going to tune in just to see him, see what he can do. So let's see what I'm rooting for.
Or we could probably get him on here.
I followed.
Who knows? We'll see.
I'll ask Jake if he'll come on the podcast. So whoever wants Jake Atlas to come on the Crash and Burn Wrestling podcast, we'll definitely try to make that happen.
Or who knows?
Let us know in the description.
Who knows?
I mean,
thanks to your
comments down below.
well, Josh, thanks to your connections, like in the indie scene, when you go to the indie shows, who knows? Maybe you can get some of your favorite wrestlers in the indie scene, to be on the show at some point.
I have some connections, so.
Yeah, and I know a couple people, so I could probably get him on there, including obviously somebody I'm supposedly related to, Luke Gallows. I could probably get him on here at some point.
Oh.
And also my other uncle's really good friend, ECW legend, the Sandman.
Nice.
That'd be dope.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll look into it and see what happens. But if there's anybody that you want to see on the show, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah.
This will be going on YouTube.
And we can't promise anything, but we'll do what we can to get them on the show if you request it.
Yes. We're also starting an interview series as well on the YouTube channel, Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, because this is going to be our very first video up on the YouTube channel.
And be sure to click on that notification bell, because we do episodes every single week. So you're going to want to tap that notification bell so you get
and subscribe and like.
Exactly.
And
Yes, sir. All right, so let's preview SmackDown, guys. Who's up?
Me.
All right.
This is going to be too sweet.
So SmackDown tonight, every Friday. So
It's a hyped up show.
So WWE actually did remove Matt Riddle from the preview from Matt Riddle off their website. So I'm guessing it might be not happening. We don't know for sure, but maybe next week they'll do something if it doesn't happen tonight. But tonight, Mandy Rose is going to be on Miss TV with Miz Morrison. Also, the return of the Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt. I missed that for a certain amount of months.
Yes.
And
Wowie.
oh, funny thing, they didn't even remove it on the website. I just look right here. It's still on the website.
Yeah, same thing on my phone too. It still says it, Matt Riddle. It still says it, Matt Riddle to make his SmackDown debut tonight.
Matt Riddle's making his
It still
debut.
says it. So who knows? He might still make his debut tonight.
Right. So, and then we're gonna have a red carpet presentation for AJ Styles because he won the Intercontinental.
Oh, so a championship celebration. Hopefully they don't go over the top with it, because sometimes with these championship celebrations nowadays, they go way, way over the top with it.
Yeah.
It ends with a brawl.
So let's see. What do we have in store for Bray Wyatt? I don't know what he has in store for us. Maybe he's gonna challenge Strowman again for the title. Maybe I don't know what they're gonna do with Bray since he lost to Strowman at Money in the Bank. But I hope because I really love Bray and this character that he's doing with the Fiend and the Firefly Funhouse. I am a huge fan of it. I mean, I love it. I never liked Bray, to be honest, when he was like, the Wyatt family and stuff like that. I liked it.
Oh, I liked it. I wasn't huge on it, but I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
He started growing on me when he was in a tag team with Matt Hardy. He kind of grew on me at that point. But when he left for a few months, I guess you could say. Oh, and when he came back as the Fiend, I'm like, this is
the Fiend.
Yes.
I had the honor of seeing the Fiend in person when I went to SmackDown. It was surreal. I had chills. Man. It was awesome.
And fun fact about the Fiend, if you know how when he comes from how he gets in the ring, he hides under the ring during the taping, and when it's his time to come out, he comes from under the ring and slides under. Like, how does he like get in the ring so fast? Like, because somebody
Yeah, well,
actually put
it's
a
usually
clip
like a
on
it's usually like a
YouTube.
head it's usually like a headset, and they give you like the signal of like, okay, go. Or sometimes they memorize their signals to get in there, because Hornswoggle mentioned that, because Hornswoggle did the same thing. He hid under the ring for a while when he was with Finley.
Oh
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, Bray Wyatt. So, Firefly Funhouse, I love the gimmick and everything, but what's next? So, you guys have anything
What's
in mind?
next
What's next
for-
for Bray Wyatt?
Bray Wyatt / The Fiend. Well, let's see what he has in store on his Funhouse segment. Yowie Wowie.
Oh,
Yep.
can't wait.
Yeah, so we'll have to see when we hear the song. Really
Really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end.
And then he'll go, "What's up, Fireflies?" And then he'll say what he ever has to say. So I cannot wait to see what Bray has in store.
And first of all, I do agree with Josh. It is possible that he could face Braun Strowman again, but I think the only way that I could see him facing Braun Strowman again is if this time in the rematch, instead of Braun Strowman facing the Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt like he did in the last match, Braun Strowman faces the Fiend this time.
I missed the entrance.
Oh, I miss it so much. I listen to it every day
I
in my
mean,
headphones.
Funhouse Bray's entrance, that shit is hilarious.
It just plays that theme song. It plays during every episode, and it shows him come out being like all happy and everything, or like saying hi to the fans and everything, just being all goofy and everything.
Yeah, he's a genius.
So something that I wanted to recap this week. So we're gonna, since Wednesday.
Oh wait! We're forgetting something. Mandy Rose set to address broken relationship with Sonya Deville on Miz TV. That's happening tonight.
Oh shit!
Wait, wasn't Otis supposed to be on the episode too? Like on the Miz TV segment?
It's not on there.
I think so.
It's not advertised.
Oh, I guess they removed him because I remember the early advertisement when they mentioned it last week. I think they said Otis was going to be there. So I guess they can't unless they changed their mind and had just Mandy.
So I want to recap the Wednesday Night Wars. I watched NXT this week because I go back and forth.
Yeah, same here. I watch NXT.
Yeah.
I watch.
And of course,
Dynamite.
you freaking copycat. You always copy me every week. We switch back and forth. You used to watch both at the same time, but now you're copying me. We're going back and forth.
Because it's a pain in the ass. So I'm like, I don't want to miss this, that.
Yeah. So this week I watched NXT, and next week I'll be watching AEW.
You know me. I usually watch Dynamite at Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So Jason, if you want to recap Dynamite, this is your time. So.
Yep. Go ahead,
Let
boy.
me just get the results up. So yeah.
So
I'm just getting it up.
Why you get that up?
You,
Why you get the
go ahead and recap NXT while I'm at it.
All right, so NXT was a fire episode this week.
That was good, and we had some good matches too.
Right, absolutely. There was some great spots and stuff.
Well, like the first match was the NXT Tag Team Champions. Imperium defeats Breezango. And first of all, I thought it was hilarious how Breezango dressed up as Imperium during their entrance.
Yeah,
that was
that's
hilarious.
the only part I saw.
That was hilarious.
Part I saw at NXT.
It was a good match too.
Another part I saw is that
One of
Robert
my
Stone
guys-
vomited on live TV.
Oh
Robert
yeah,
Stone.
yeah. Well, which we'll get to that.
That's the only two parts I saw from NXT.
And then
Yeah, so my
and the
thoughts
next
on-
match, was decent. Was Damian Priest and Killian Dane.
The ending was.
Which
so
I was surprised
good.
about. Let me see. I was surprised. I was like, who's Damian Priest's opponent? And then I look at the time and I'm like, no way. I'm like, when the fuck did he come back?
Who knows?
I was
Who
like,
knows?
I'm like, I like Killian Dane. I mean, I liked him since, out of Sandy. I was a Sandy fan in NXT. And out of all the guys besides Eric Young, I like Killian Dane. I didn't really give a shit about Wolf because Wolf didn't do nothing.
Oh, what about
I mean,
Nikki Cross?
Yeah, her too. Those were the only ones I really cared for was Killian Dane, Eric Young, and Nikki Cross. Alexander Wolf was just, I'm like, he's just a big 7-foot piece of shit standing there.
Yeah.
And he does nothing. So, but I absolutely like Damian Priest. I feel like he could be.
Yeah, I love Damian Priest. I was happy to see him win. Like this kid's got a future if they book him right. So fingers crossed they book him right.
Yeah.
And then the next match, and the next match, I hated this, but it was funny. Aaliyah defeats Xia Li. First of all, I freaking hate Aaliyah. And the only reason why she won was because Robert Stone puked on the referee.
Live TV. That was disgusting.
Yeah,
It was nasty.
Great.
Was he like drunk? Like was he like drinking some Henny or something like that?
Apparently he was supposed to be like homeless after him and Chelsea Green don't work together anymore. So he had like dirty clothes, his clothes were all ripped up, and he could barely walk. So yeah, he gets on the apron and then just pukes. I'm like, yeah, Vince is probably back there, in the gorilla position behind the curtain, be like, he's gonna puke. Which is a reference to the Attitude Era, because there was a guy in the Attitude Era who that was his gimmick. He puked. So if you get that reference, thumbs up. If you get that reference.
Another thing I wanted to mention about NXT was Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed defeated, of course, a jobber in the future, Leon Ruff, and I'm very familiar with him. I don't know too much about Leon Ruff, but all I know is he wrestled in the Evolve Wrestling Company. And after last week, as you all know, I'm a huge fan of Karrion Kross. I love Karrion Kross. Been a fan of him since day one.
Dope entrance. He has a dope entrance.
Best
Exactly,
entrance
agreed.
in the wrestling business today.
Aside from The Fiend.
Right. Bronson Reed.
And Aleister.
Took the time. And yes, Aleister's got a badass entrance. So, Bronson Reed, I feel like this guy's a bright future. He called out Cross for a match next week, and I cannot wait to see that happen. I'm gonna just tune into the NXT just to watch Bronson Reed versus Karrion Kross. And Karrion Kross and Bronson Reed, these are two giants going at it. I cannot wait. And another thing that I wanted to say about the tag team match, Breezango and Imperium, please push Breezango NXT. Please.
That ain't gonna happen.
I know it's not, but I wish it would. But
yeah,
Imperium, I like Imperium. I kind of felt bad for my good friend because she's a big fan of Tyler Breeze and Fandango Breeze. She's like a huge Breezango fan, and I kind of wanted to see them take the titles. But like you said, Kyle, that was funny how they ripped off Imperium with their entrance.
Also, a Dakota Kai defeated Kaden Carter. Who cares? It was just a squash. Who cares?
I like Kaden Carter, but I know she's gonna get squashed anyways. But
and then also the women's tag team championship, Bayley and Sasha Banks successfully defended against Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart, which was a really good match.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that match?
I'll go for it.
Wow.
I didn't see it, so I'm not here.
You don't have to hide your face, man. All right, go ahead, boys.
I will see your face.
All right, I enjoyed it. Back and forth action, left and right. Just that typical tag team match. I kind of knew Bayley and Sasha were gonna retain because I did not see NXT talent just yet, but I hope some NXT talent actually grab those titles. But I know it won't happen. But still, a really good match.
The ending though, like I definitely like the ending. How Shirai just comes out of nowhere, like she's like, "This is NXT. This is not SmackDown or anything like that. Like, get the fuck out of NXT."
Yeah, that was brilliant. I like that.
She's like, "This is my NXT."
What are you, Paige now? This is mine.
Because if you heard Rowan, she goes. If you heard Shirai, she goes, "This is my NXT." Like, she literally said it. And I love her as the women's champion. She definitely deserves it.
I know, I love her. She's one of my favorite women wrestlers in
NXT. Another thing I want to get into, this is a big, big thing in NXT history. William Regal, the NXT general manager, addressed Adam Cole, Keith Lee, Finn Balor, and Johnny Gargano. Now,
baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
So next week on NXT, there will be a triple threat match for the NXT North American title, which will be Keith Lee defending against Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor. And the reason I said Johnny Gargano like that because I hate this stupid heel gimmick he's doing.
Agreed. I hate it.
It's the most boring thing on NXT. And I haven't lost any respect for him. I haven't lost respect for Gargano. I think he's a phenomenal talent.
Oh, and also one more thing. The winner of that triple threat match will actually face Adam Cole in a winner takes all match on July 8th. So basically, the winner takes both titles, the NXT and the North American title.
So in terms of new champions go, like I have an opinion. So if Keith Lee loses, who would you like to see face Cole in the winner take all? Would you like to see Balor or Gargano?
Balor.
I don't mind.
Balor.
Yeah, Balor.
I don't want to see. Like for me, like I'm just gonna say, like we always see Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole like 3 times or 2 times, whatever.
Yeah, we saw them 3. Yeah, we saw them 3 times.
All their matches are really good.
I want to see Adam Cole and Finn Balor go at it. That's gonna be something else.
But also at the same time, because of the stare down they had backstage, I would love to see Keith Lee retain and face Adam Cole for that. Because they're different styles, I think it would be a fire match. So either Finn Balor or Keith Lee are my picks.
Yeah, no Johnny, please. I love Johnny, but no Johnny. You're famous.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We saw the match like 3 times, and plus, I hate that stupid heel gimmick.
But his
and the stupid theme song and the stupid and Candice LeRae's heel gimmick is fine. His meh.
Anyways, are we ready to hear about Dynamite this week?
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so Dynamite in general, pretty good show. I mean, I'm loving AEW. I loved every second of it. So first match of the night, we had Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega, who faced Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall for the AEW World Tag Team titles.
Okay.
Hangman Page and Kenny Omega retained their titles. The match was fire. It was a pretty cool match. So yeah, and then next we had 2 people making their debuts. It's a women's match. Abaddon, who's a horror type character in AEW. She had a dope entrance. She looks like she came out of a horror film.
Oh, was that girl that was like painted like in red and she had like sharp fangs and everything?
Yeah, she was crawling to the ring.
Yeah, I saw the picture of that on Instagram and I thought that was fire. I cannot wait to see that on AEW next week. Since I'll be watching it next week, I cannot wait to see that. Because I love horror movies, I love characters like that, so I think I'm gonna love this character when I see it.
And then she defeated Anna Jay, and that match was pretty fire.
Then another one. I heard someone from NWA made their debut.
Wait, I'm about to get to that. But first, next match, MJF defeated Billy Gunn. I'm better than you, and you know it.
I love MJF.
That's right.
I know.
One of the best heels in pro wrestling.
Exactly. Thank God he went to AEW because WWE would have squashed him like in 5 minutes.
You know, he's not a PG type character.
Yeah, exactly. He belongs in a company like AEW where it's like no holds barred. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
Yep. And then Cody defeated Ricky Starks for the TNT Championship. Josh, I know you know him, so why don't you share anything about him?
I like Ricky Starks. I've heard about him. I don't really watch NWA, but I heard good stuff about the company itself. I followed a couple guys that have been there. I don't know too much about Starks, but I've seen some of his matches. Fantastic wrestler, in my opinion. And I read something that he secretly signed with AEW after he left NWA. So I can see him as the next TNT champion after Cody drops the title to somebody. Like, I want your guys' opinion on this. Here's a little opinion. Who do you think should be the next TNT champion and why?
MJF.
MJF, he deserves the title.
I would say MJF or of course one of my favorite guys, Darby Allin.
Yes, I was about to say that.
I love Darby Allin. He's awesome.
Darby Allin, he's so cool. He's the best.
Like I said, he's a great worker in the ring. I love his character. Like I just love it.
I love it too.
I go MJF, Darby Allin, and surprisingly, he's a mid-card guy. I get it, but I like to see, even though I don't like him, I like to still see him win. The Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer.
Archer.
I don't like him either. Oh, I would also like to see Hangman Adam Page win it at some point too.
There you go.
I don't mean like now, but I mean like somewhere down the road, like in the future.
And I kind of want to see this person win because he's a good. I follow him through the indie scene, and I kind of want to see this as a joke. I want to see Orange Cassidy win as a joke.
Yeah, he'll just
As
take
a
the title
joke,
and then
not as,
walk
like-
away.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I win it.
follow
Goodbye.
the guy, too. Alright. Was that everything for Dynamite or?
No. There's like 2 more matches. The second to last match, the Young Bucks defeated Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian.
Ooh.
Pretty dope match that
Ooh.
these 2 teams had.
Yeah, 2 of my favorite tag teams. Like, how was that match? Was it like almost like a classic?
It was actually a classic. I mean, I was on Instagram video chat with Josh, and I showed him some of the matches.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it
was
sounds like a
fire.
good match. I mean, those 2 tag teams. I would be surprised if it wasn't like a classic.
yeah, if you haven't
Because
seen
those 2 are
you
phenomenal
missed out.
teams. Exactly, you're
What
missing out
match
if you haven't
guys
seen any of
gotta
those
check
work.
out? What match you guys gotta check out? It's from the Young Bucks last indie show from Hog Wrestling, which is a company based out of New York by pro wrestling legend The Amazing Red. One of the best matches you'll see at their last indie show. It's the Young Bucks against Private Party. That was a freaking fire match.
Oh,
I
and
didn't attend this
one more match you need to see of the Young Bucks was actually the match that turned me into a fan of the Young Bucks, and that was in 2017. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
2017. It was I think it was the night before WrestleMania 33 in 2017.
Oh, I
Super
know what you're talking
Kick
about.
Party.
Yeah. It was the Young Bucks versus the Hardys for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. That match was freaking phenomenal.
Wasn't that the match before the Hardy Boys made their return to WWE?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
night
yeah,
before
yeah.
they came back. It was the night before they came back, and that was a phenomenal match. Like, if you haven't
Oh.
seen that, check that out. That was the match that turned me into a Young Bucks fan.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Anyways, the main event of Dynamite. Lay Sex Guys, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, 2 members of the Inner Circle, defeated Best Friends. Best Friends defeated them.
No.
Oh yeah, Best Friends won that match. She said that.
Awesome.
So I'm a huge fan of Best Friends. They're really
Yeah, me too.
a great tag team. I like Orange Cassidy. As you know, I followed him throughout the indie scene. I've met the guy
One of the
twice.
funniest guys of wrestlers I've
One of
seen.
the funniest
Yeah, he's awesome.
professional wrestlers. And I really, like both guys. I like Jericho and Guevara. I mean, I've been a Jericho.
Yeah, they Le
fan since-
Champion.
Yeah.
Yes,
Les
sir.
Champions.
And
Champion.
after that match happened, they finally booked the match I've been waiting to see. Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy at Fyter Fest.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned for our predictions episode next week.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
And Fyter Fest is free on TNT, so make sure you guys watch Fyter Fest. It's free.
Excellent. Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, because I want to see this.
Yes. Finally, something free. Fuck yes.
Yeah. Anyways, that was it for Dynamite this week. Looking forward for next week.
Yeah, agreed.
That was.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, outros.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Josh, go first.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys for watching another banger episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed, like we do every week, and we hope you guys have fun watching every episode. Make sure you guys follow our Instagram page for all podcast updates at Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Crash and Burn Pod, and subscribe to our YouTube channel where this episode will be going up. And make sure you guys tune on in and give it a listen because you guys are gonna.
Or watch it, basically, because you see our faces.
Right, you guys
Yeah.
get to see the official Crash and Burn faces. The faces have arrived, so and make sure you guys follow us on our personal pages for all updates to see what's going on in our lives, what we've been doing. Follow me on Instagram.
We'll all
Josh's
be
Toy Show.
plugging it.
We'll be
Yeah,
plugging
links.
our-
Yeah, links will be in the description.
So follow me on Instagram at Josh's Toy Show. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post really cool wrestling content on there.
And follow his music account, DJ Ghost.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, he's a
You
good
know.
rapper. Like, he's the real deal, guys. You won't be
Yeah.
disappointed if you listen to his music. You won't be
Yes, sir.
And
disappointed.
yeah, call him Ghost on that page.
Yeah, you better. Alright, guys. So, alright, Jason, plug yourself in there.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in for this week's episode of Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Hope you all enjoyed watching it because this is our first ever video episode, and we'll be doing it more as this podcast goes on in the future. Check me out at Wrestling Fan 15 and on my main at Bailey_Jason16. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for next week's, which is Fighter Fest predictions.
Hey.
I'll go
Let's
for
do
it.
it.
As always, thank you guys so much for watching another fire episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. As usual, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Rock and Roll Favorite Reviews. Be sure to check that out, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. I post a bunch of wrestling stuff, so link to that channel will be down in the description because I sent Jason the link here. So be sure to check that out, and also turn on notifications, and be sure to also subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, because every single week will be another fire episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast.
It's done
And
either
make
on
sure you
here
guys
on Skype or on Anchor.
Yes,
Exactly, and Spotify as well.
Yeah, and make sure you guys subscribe to Kyle's other 2 YouTube channels where he reviews Funko Pops and other cool items, and subscribe to his rock music channel where he reviews all sorts of rock music collectibles. As you can see in the background right there behind him.
Yeah, and I'm also wearing a Motley Crue T-shirt here.
I'm wearing my Matt Riddle T-shirt. So, all right,
Of course,
Lucas,
obviously
plug
for Matt Riddle's
yourself,
debut tonight,
man.
All right,
representing the original
All right.
Rope.
Lucas, plug yourself, man.
All right. Thank you guys. Mutual gracias. Much thank you for tuning in for another episode of Crash and Burn. Follow me on Instagram. There's 2 Instagram accounts that I have right now. Follow me, Lucas_Rainmaker. Post some illustration posts, bunch of things in there, etc. Also follow my other account. I think it's Lucas_Rainmaker 336. I think that's the account I put out. But follow me on there. Shit's gonna be a banger on Crash and Burn. So go ahead and check me out too. And yeah, goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank
All right,
you guys for watching.
All right,
Thank
see you
you
guys
guys.
next week. Take care, guys.
Be safe.